russosbrand.com, where the pros are the pros. Brody, you know, I had a very long conversation with someone who works for AEW. Okay, and I ain't talking to ring crew, and I ain't talking to catering people, and I ain't talking about a friend of a friend of a friend of a friend. I'm talking about somebody who knows. Okay, guys, I swear to God, when I was working, when I was doing work for Rocky Mountain Pro, I would sit here, bro, like literally, I would start working on their shows 4 weeks before the TV taping.
You know who else worked for Rocky Mountain Pro, Stevie?
Who's that? Aubrey.
Don Stevens, yeah.
Yeah. Don Stevens was the referee.
Oh, Don Stevens. So, guys, they had TV taping in 4 weeks. I start working 4 weeks out. I got a schedule. As I write the first show, I send it to Yaden. Yaden sends it out to all the talent. When I'm done with the second show, same thing. I've got a schedule. Bro, confirmed 100%. Dynamite, Collision, Rampage. Tony Khan shows up the day of. Nobody knows what they're doing. And been the day of at about 12 o'clock, 2 o'clock, he tells everybody what they're doing on a live nationwide television show. That's how the show is written, bro. They find out 2, 4 o'clock the afternoon of, this is what everybody is doing. Up to that point, the talent knows nothing.
How's that working out for you?
How do you, Ben, come on. Can you imagine, having the actors on Friends, and bro, they're shooting on Thursday night and you're giving them the script on Thursday? Like, can you freaking imagine how can you conduct business this way, bro?
Well, I just think he needs a laugh track, and he'll be just as good as Fred.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe it'll be more over. But how do you do business that way, bro? This is live TV.
I don't do business that way. I don't do it even at the indie level. I have a long-term storyline in mind and cards subject to change, but sometimes that puts you in the moment for something cool to happen. Even if Stevie is conspiracy theory is right that the mic went out on Heyman and Aldis, that puts them in the moment. And then now we're not doing something scripted, but we're doing something that's organic, and you kind of can't deny it when you see it. But to me, this is somebody who maybe got to run the projector in school or what have you for the fucking play. You know what I mean? It's not the kid who's the director or the leading man and doesn't even understand how to put together a dress rehearsal, especially when you've got green talent. So you can make sure that your production people know the shots you want, what the vision is. That was one thing from Raw I didn't put over that I liked, even though, I'm not trying to shit on Ciampa, but against the Michigan game, that's a tough sell, right? But I did like the Goodfellas walkthrough through the back, the one shot where he's given the promo and then they go right out and right into it. Like, that's a stylistic choice. You can't do that on the fly. You can't make those decisions to do that, like to have, how's this going to be set up differently or lit differently? And instead, it's really up to Moxley's wife in the back. She's in 6 segments trying to hold storylines together and do everything she can to react. And she's doing a good job as she can. If you get somebody who can't do what she can do, you're going to be fucked, buddy. So really, you need a stage manager. You need an associate director who understands what you want. So even if it's not you, at least you got your defensive and offensive coordinators on the same play. If you're the head coach, they're the ones training, to make sure things are in place. But yeah, dude, that's just from never having the experience of running a big show and having 75 to 200 people underneath you and knowing what it takes to have the team around you that you can send out there to agent this, to make sure that's right, to make sure production's right. And you better goddamn have it when you got gimmicks like Tony Storm that have to go to black and white like that and switch things, man. How do you expect to nail it every time if everybody's not on the same page?
Yeah, Stevie.
I have an alternative theory, not a C theory, Jeff. You don't have to edit it out. I have alternate theory because in ECW, we didn't know what we were doing until we showed up. And I was extremely green, no pun intended. I was very green, but had a passion for it and listened to veterans. And that's a big thing in AEW. Nobody listening to veterans, nobody getting guided through anything. But I'm not defending Tony Khan, but I can understand with the locker room being completely out of control, every personality feeling like they know what they're doing. And you know from Rocky Mountain Pro, Vince, that one or two talents that always just spitefully went against what you wrote. So in Tony's defense, he has to almost show up that day, because if you get 2, 3, 4 days notice, you're going to have calls, texts, emails. It's going to be an absolute disaster unless you control the roster and you have that hierarchy where almost Vince is smart to be separated and have the yes men and the buffer and the sound panels so they don't get to him. So yeah, I get what you're saying, but at the same time, what if he did give everybody a script a week ahead of time? Now you have a week of everybody thinking they should be in the main event, be here and be there. And I think it's actually the lesser of two evils.
But that's an easy fix. And that's a great point, obviously, with the legacy of ECW. We're talking about a way bigger primetime show than trying to find it and having the underground feel to it, right? So for it to be Raw is absolutely the draw of what ECW's beauty was. Here, you have a lot of people who have no idea how to storytell, and a much bigger budget with a lot more on the line.
TV then.
I agree. And like, that's the thing. If I gave you your story ahead of time and it was Stevie as Raven's pet, you're like, maybe I should be in this match and go over, like, you're like, oh, maybe you should. And then just take that page out of the script and fucking throw it in the trash and be like, there you go. There goes your 2 lines. Yeah. Don't learn real fucking quick.
I did that to freaking Booker T.
Yeah,
like
I'm writing this for, there are no small parts, right? Everybody's important, but you gotta sometimes be in the background character, and that background will build to something later. But if you politic for it now to go into biz for yourself, then you're undercutting my ideas.
But there's another level now, Ben, and this is so fascinating to me. When I was just listening to all this, the conversation, by the way, was 2.5 hours. And when I'm listening to all this, I'm like, here's another level involved with this, Ben and Stevie. The agents, right? The agents they have, producers, whatever you want to call them. Bro, they all want to be wrestlers on the show. Oh, wow. They all want to be wrestlers on the show. So now they're producing other talent when they really don't want to be producing other talent. They want to be wrestling on the show themselves. Like, what is going on, bro?
Got to blow the whole thing up and start all over again at this point.
You do, Stevie. I really believe that. You do, man. You really do. Because think about it now. On top of that, now you got Kevin Sullivan gone. Now you've got QT Marshall gone. Now you're just putting people in those spots. Now what?
Well, the lawyer handled all the murder. She's gone.
The lawyer, I think she's gone quietly from behind the scenes, and she was the main buffer between them. So there's
I heard. Okay.
Buffer, not fluffer.
I'm sorry.
Bro, the only thing that could possibly come down to, because again, we always have these conversations, bro. We're not billionaires. We don't know what it is for money to have absolutely no meaning. We'll never have that idea. But the only thing it could come down to is basically his dad saying, we lost how much, unless it's a tax write-off.
Or money laundering.
Yeah, well.
Or they do get pushed off WB and they have no home, and then you're trying to shop a lemon product.
Yeah, because bro, I was also told that the old man, when he shows up, bro. I was told, like, bro, he's sharp as a tack. He's nothing like Tony. Like he is sharp as a tack. So that's why, like, I'm saying to myself, well, bro, how much money are you going to lose before this becomes an issue with you?
Well, that's why I said many, many times, and Ben, I think you agree with me, that we can't say you lost $34 million in a year. Man, we have to give it 3 more years to try to turn this thing around. Where Shad Khan be like, 34 million, I'm out the door, close it tomorrow. But Dad, we have I don't care. Close it tomorrow. I'll talk to the executives. Like, that dude can make it happen and end everybody's career in that company in 5 seconds. And they should realize that and work their ass off, and also try to get a future maybe with the Jaguars. I'd be politicking so hard, for a post-wrestling career with the Khan family, because this thing is not going to last forever.
Yeah, that's a great point, Steve.
The only one who I think is even close to getting that is Renee Paquette. She's the only one that I would look at and be like, she's kicking ass, bro. She can take all this shit that is last minute and actually try and spin it. And everybody else, even in the scenes, can't even get it over. So
it would be a great NFL sideline reporter.
I agree. Yeah. I agree. She's one of the few shining stars of like, and you see her 6 times throughout the show, so you think she's super important. So yeah, man, that doesn't surprise me. I can't wait to hear who the inside source is off air, but
Vince is lying just like I was.
Yeah.
Well, he's a parasite. He's an irrelevant, bitter parasite.
Yes. All right, Raw Prime. What is going on in your world, bro?